thank you so much for joining us now. I saw you responded very quickly to that interview with George Santos. How do you make of the fact that Washington is so quick to respond when it's politically convenient, but on these bigger issues that really threaten our democracy, they're nowhere to be found?
Tulsi, I was very proud of you Tuesday night for holding George Santos accountable. I was disappointed, but I kind of expected it's par for the course. Politicians do not believe they answer to a higher power. They're a reflection of an American society and culture that has abandoned any fear of God, any respect for God, any respect for our founding and the founding principles. This country was based on a fear and a respect and our rights coming from a higher power, from the Most High God. And we just don't have that anymore. So I was watching George Santos, and he doesn't feel like he answers to anybody. And he certainly doesn't answer to the American people. He thinks they're stupid. But there was a time, I've lived long enough, when a man's word actually meant something. A handshake, you make a promise, you stand on, but those times are long past. They certainly don't exist in politics. And so I would ask every man, woman, child, anybody listening, why we don't have a political problem in America. We have a spiritual problem. Our spiritual resolve has been broken, and that's why everybody's comfortable lying, seizing power by any means necessary. And this is on both sides. There is no political savior. The Republicans aren't going to save this country. The Democrats aren't going to save this country. Men who believe in God are our only hope. God is the only thing that's going to save this country. We're in total free fall. There's no reason to respect any of these typical politicians. The reason why many of us were attracted to Donald Trump is because he wasn't a typical politician. He was very flawed, but you could actually believe what he said, even though he was a flawed man. Most of these politicians are not. A lot of the American public thinks that religious faith is optional in this country. It's just not. I'm not telling everybody they got to believe what I believe, but this country ran a lot better when the culture respected God and had a fear of God and felt like it answered to God. You just wouldn't get on TV and tell the kind of lies he was telling and just brush it off as, hey, the voters are too stupid. I don't even owe them an explanation.
Yeah, Jason, just that blatant disrespect, and your point is such a powerful and important one about that erosion of the spiritual foundation of this country and the danger when you have politicians who think that they are God and that they are the ones in control, and that lack of a moral compass that goes with that. Thanks so much for your really, really thoughtful and important comments, Jason. I appreciate your voice.
I'd just
so
like
much.
to add one last thing. If I could add one last thing, people want to be
Sure.
on the right side of history, and that's just a wrong standard. You need to be on the right side of God. History is written by whoever wins. George Santos thinks he's going to win. Democrats on the left think they're going to win. They're going to write history. It's just not true. You need to be on the right side of God if we're going to save this country.